Yes, yes. So the HTML DOM means data object model. So when it comes to the either JavaScript or jQuery or Angular-based React.js, so each and every HTML tag is a one DOM element. Each and every HTML tag is one DOM element. So when it comes to the scripting languages, we can call it as DOM, data object model. Each and every tag is one tag, one DOM. Okay. So then when a web page is loaded, when a web page is loaded, the browser creates a document object model of the page. That means, so we when we load any web page, so first we are loading the HTML content. So that is the meaning of. So when the web page is loaded, the browser creates data object model. Okay, so the HTML DOM model is a constructed as a tree of objects. HTML DOM model is constructed as a tree of objects. So how the tree is happening? So we can see that one. Okay, with the object model, JavaScript gets all the power it needs to create a dynamic HTML. Using JavaScript, we can create a dynamic HTML, dynamic DOM elements. DOM elements mean dynamic tags. Also, we can create it. Okay, using this DOM, using this JavaScript can change the HTML element in the page. JavaScript can change all the HTML attributes in the page. JavaScript can change all the CSS styles in the web page. JavaScript can remove the existing HTML elements and also attributes. JavaScript can add a new HTML elements and attributes. JavaScript can react all existing HTML events. All right, we already seen on click, on blur, mouse over, so all the type of HTML events. Okay, JavaScript can create a new HTML events in the page. We can also create a new HTML events. Okay, so this is the useful of documents using JavaScript. So we can change the HTML inside of the HTML elements content, and also we can change the attributes, and also we can change the style sheets, and also we can add a new content or we can change the new content. We can remove the existing attributes, and also we can add the new attributes to the DOM elements. That means to the HTML tags. Okay, so then how? Here we are saying one thing. So with the HTML DOM model is a constructor as a tree of objects. Tree of objects. So that means this is the one. Okay. So first one. So here, so we are saying document. First root element is the document. So for the document, we are having a parent element that is called window. Without window, there is no document. Without opening the browser, so we cannot open the document. After opening the browser only, after opening the window only, so then we can load the document. That means, so document window is the object for all these elements. Window is the object of document element. Okay, so then after that, so root element for starting, whenever we are loading any web page, it is starting from HTML tag. After opening the document, after opening the window, so we have to open the document. Then after that, so we are starting the HTML element. That is the root element for all the HTML tags. That is the root element for all the HTML tags. So for the HTML tag, so document is the root element, then document window is the root element for document element. Okay, so then after that, after this HTML, we are loading. First, we can open the head tag, then after that body tag. So inside head tag, we are having the title tag is title tag. So then after that, meta information and document information we are providing inside of head tag, right? So inside of head tag, so we are providing the title tag. So then after that, if any meta information, any SEO related information, we can place it meta title, meta description, meta keywords. These things we can place it. So if you want to place it any author related, any document related information, author related information, we can place in inside of head tag. Okay, all those things comes under head tag. Okay, so then after that body tag, all the tags comes under the body tag only. So for example, if we can take the a tag, so a for anchor tag, so we are having the attribute called href, and also after, so closing and open tag in between, we can place a text for anchor tag, for anchor tag, for anchor tag. So at the same time, h1 tag, h1 tag. So inside h1 tag, we can place a text, and after that we are having many tags, right? So now, so for a tag, root element is the body, then h1 tag root element is the body, then body tag root element is the html. So then here head tag root element is the html. For html root element is document root element is window. So this way we can construct the tree using html dom elements. The html dom model is a constructor as a tree of objects, tree of objects. Okay, so this is the document object model tree, html tree. So using javascript, so we can change the content, and we can append the new content, we can delete the new content, and also we can add the new attributes, and also we can remove the existing attributes, and we can change the style sheets, we can change the style sheet. Then after that, so we can create a new html elements also. Okay, so then we can see one by one how to change the content of html elements, how to change the style sheet. So we can see all those things one by one. Okay, html dom methods are actions you can perform. html dom properties are values that you can set or change. Then a property is a value that you can get or set, you can get or set. A method is an action that you can do, like either you can delete or you can append. First one, so how we can add the element, so how we can add the content inside of this one, inside of, so just basic example, then after that we can see one by one. Says 85.html. Okay, so here is the root element for all the html tags. So then head tag. Okay, so inside head tag, so we are providing, it's a mandatory to place title tag. Okay, javascript dom elements example. So then after head tag, so then body tag. Inside body tag, we are having lot of html tags, lot of dom elements. Okay, so now let's shift to javascript dom elements example. Okay, so inside of that one, so I have one paragraph here. Inside paragraph, id equal to append add. Okay, so I'm giving one id here. I don't provide any content inside of this one. I didn't provide any content. I'm not placed any content inside of this paragraph element. So then using javascript, how we can append that, how we can append the content inside of that one. So when we execute this one, See, there is no content for paragraph element. See, if you can see here, nothing is there. If you can see here, nothing is there. Then when we click on, so suppose, so when we load HTML page or web page, so we can append the content, so using JavaScript, correct? So then document dot get element by ID, then add dot inner HTML equal to adding content using JavaScript DOM elements. Okay, so when I load this page, so then the element is automatically added. I am not added here. So when I reload this page, see that one? So this is the way we can append the content for DOM elements to DOM element. So here in the above example, so document is the object. So before we are having it, so here if you can place, you can write like window dot also. Okay, we can write the window dot also. Nothing, there is no change. There is no change. Okay, here, so window is the object of document. Window is the object of document. Okay, so then document is the object for get element by ID method. It is a method. Okay, so because how we can consider this one as a method, so we are giving these braces. When we give these braces, it is a method. Okay, so then get element by ID is a method. Then this is a object property. Okay, window also a property object. Okay, so then inner HTML also a method to add the any content to the DOM elements, to add the any content to the DOM elements. Okay, so then here we are adding this content to this ID. Okay, here we are adding this content to this ID. Here window is the object of document is the object of get element by ID method. So this method, so when it comes to the inner HTML, this method, so this get element by ID is the object for inner HTML method. Okay, so this is the way we can append the content to the DOM elements. What is the DOM here? Paragraph is the DOM element. Paragraph is the DOM element. Okay, clear? So the next one is the so HTML. So we are saying, so we can change the content, we can append the content, and also we can delete the content, right? So in this we can frequently using document that get element by ID is the first method. Finding an element by ID, find an element by ID. Document that get elements by tag name, because of we are having lot of tags, so then find elements by tag name. Document that get elements by class name, so then, so these two things is returning the objects, these two things is returning the array, sorry. Okay, so document that get elements by tag name, document that get elements by class name is returning the arrays. So this one is directly we are getting the value of that. Okay, so document that get element, here we are saying why we are call it as element, because of in a one page, in any web page, we are having only one unique ID. Okay, we are having only one unique ID, so that's why here we are calling element by ID. But in the web page we are having lot of HTML tags, that's why we are calling here, we are calling get elements by ID and also class name. So we may have multiple classes. So then that's why we are calling get elements by class name. Okay. So these are the finding an element. These three methods are the finding an element. Next one, changing HTML elements. How we can change the HTML element. So the next one, elements dot inner HTML. Elements dot inner HTML. So if you want to append a new content, if you want to remove, or if you want to change, so then inner HTML, change the inner HTML of an element, inner content of that DOM elements. Okay, so then element dot attribute. So if you want to append a new attribute, change the attribute value of HTML element. Okay, element dot style dot property. So we can add the new styles. The next one is the element dot set attributes. Set attributes. So we can append the attribute, and also we can set the new attribute, and also we can set the new value. Okay. So these are the methods we are having, finding HTML elements and changing HTML elements. Okay. So the next one is adding and deleting methods. Adding and deleting methods. Document dot create element, document dot remove child, document dot append child, document dot replace child, document dot write text. Okay, document dot write text. Adding and deleting the elements. Okay, adding and deleting the elements. These are the methods. Document dot create element, document dot remove child, document dot append child, document dot replace child. So finally we are frequently using document dot write. Okay, so these are the methods. Adding the event handler, document dot get element by id dot on click. So then document dot get element by id on blur. So whatever JavaScript events is there, so we can use all those event handlers. Okay. So then first one we can see the finding HTML events. We can see one by one example. There it is. JS86.html. Finding elements examples. Okay. So first one, what is that one? So document dot get element by id. So we are having add id. Okay. So inside script, you can have document dot get element by id. So then id add add. So then you can see. So we can we can append this one. Let my elm means element. Okay. So then we can place it in let, or so we can add the one button here, button. So then fine. So then here we can place a on click equal to my function. Okay. So then we can add the function here, function my function. So inside this one we can add it. Then alert my elm. right? So we can see what will happen. So nothing is there inside of this. Okay. Object HTML paragraph element. What it is? Object HTML paragraph element. Okay. So then if you want to add any content, if you want to add any content to this one, so then element that. So we are finding what it is. It is a paragraph element. Okay. So if we can place the div element, so then we can see div element, right? HTML div element. Okay. So for suppose, so if you want to append something for this one, my element dot inner HTML equal to append the new content to the DOM element. No, you can see. Okay. Append the new content to the DOM element. Where it is adding? It is adding to the div element. So when we load this one, nothing is there. Nothing is there. So what we are trying to do when we click on this one, so what type of element it is? We are finding the DOM element. So it is a HTML div element. So then after that, we are appending some content to that. Okay. This way we can finding the element. Then after that, so another one what we are having, document dot. Next one we are having the get elements by id, get elements by tag name, get elements by class name, and get elements by tag name, right? Two things we are having. So then we can say, I have div or h1 or h3. Okay. Header 3. Okay. So then after that I have four elements. I have four elements. So then here, so how we can find? I'm removing the select, removing that one. Let my tag elements here. So we are finding the tag element. Document dot get element by get elements by tag name, right? Get elements by tag name. So then after that, what is that tag here? What is the tag here? We are having h3, right? H3. So then you can see alert my tag element. HTML collection we are getting. Previously what it is saying, so we are finding the one element, so that's why we are directly getting that one. Now we are getting the multiple collection, we are getting the HTML collection, right? Then you can append the content for this one. You can append the content for this one. Where is this one? My how we can get my elements tag element of 0 dot inner HTML equal to new content append to the tag DOM element. Okay, no error. See this one, where it is adding. So total how many we are adding? How many we are adding? 4 paragraphs, right? So here we are appending my tag element of 0. We are having the collections, right? So collection of elements, right? So if you can find this dot length, so we can get the let 4. Okay, so for first element we are adding the content, new content append to the tag DOM element. So then now you can say new content append to the tag DOM element. So then if you can give the one here, we are having total 4 collections. Okay, starting it is 0, 1, 2, 3. Then so second element, if you want to add the content, so then now you can see, now it is appending to the adding to the content to the second element, right? Second element we are adding. This way we can get the contents, or finding the contents. Okay, so the next one, using class name also same thing. Using class name also, instead of here tag name, so we can find out the tag name, we can place the tag name, right? So for this one, now we are having the paragraphs. Okay, so class equal to my para. Okay, so this is my class para 1, para 2, para 3, para 4, para 5, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Same thing, my tag element here, my class element, my class element. So then document dot get element by class name here, class name. Okay, so what is the class name here? My para. Okay, so then so this one also we are getting the collection. So how many we are having? So total how many paras? We are having 5 paras. So then we are getting the 5. Okay, okay. So the next one, so my new content append to the class DOM element. Three functions we are running same time. So for this one, first one we are appending using, we are adding the content to the ID document dot get element by ID. Then after that, document dot get element by tag name, document dot get elements by class name. You know, here it is adding, and here it is adding, here it is adding. Okay, so this way we can find the elements, okay. So next one, class name also same thing. Then after that, elements by class name. Then CSS selector, finding the HTML elements by class name, same thing, right? Here also same thing, here also same thing. Selector, so here we are using only, for suppose here same thing, same class we are having for h1, h3 also, for suppose if you can see, So then we will get total 7 elements. 7. So I don't want this one. So I want only H1 related things. Okay, H3 related thing. So then you can place the selector. How we can place it? So same thing here. H3 dot H3 dot my para. So then we will get only 2 elements because of, so my para H3 is having only 2 elements, right? So then we will get only 2. No, why it is 0? Why it is 0? Why? Sorry, here. This is not tagnet. Just give me. Let style document dot get elements by document dot query selector all. Okay, so query selector all from all the elements. It's not a class name, it's not a specific element, right? So we are selecting from all the DOM elements. That's why we are placing query selector all. So then h3 dot my para. Then now you can see now you can 7 style elements. Now we will get only 2 elements. Okay, only 2 elements. So this way we can change it using, we can find the elements using, so id, tag name, class name, and also css selector. Okay, so the next one, how we can modify this content. We already modifying using these things. We already added. Here it is. The easiest way to modify the content of an HTML element by using the inner HTML property. Inner HTML property. Okay. So then now you can see. So I have creating another example, JS87.html. So inside of this one, I'm removing all these things. Okay. So then inside function, then now see here, heading. Where is this one? There is no content. Here it is the old content. Okay. So now when I reload this one, old content is there here, right? So when I use my elm dot adding new content. Okay. So then that content is completely replaced with new content. Now you can see appending the new content to the DOM element, appending the new content to the DOM element. Same thing we can replace the images also. Same thing we can replace the images also. For suppose imgsrc images slash, no images